Mikel Arteta may have guided Arsenal to yet another Premier League title charge, but the Spaniard insists there remains a lot of work to be done. This Gunners squad is unrecognisable from the one Arteta took over from Unai Emery in December 2019, with several big names sold, axed or released and young blood and fresh faces brought in.
With the arrivals of Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, David Raya and Jurrien Timber last summer for around £215 million, Arteta took another step towards having his perfect squad to compete for silverware on a consistent basis. However, in an ideal world, Arteta revealed this week that he wants a squad of 22 elite players he can constantly rotate throughout a campaign, which he believes would get the best out of his group with their own positions always under threat.
He said, "I would love that, to have 22 instead of 18, where we change and one is better than the other." The week after, the other is better than the other one. Read more on FOOTBALLGAFFERS gaff. Sir Alex Ferguson finally sells luxury mansion after slashing £250,000 off price. Date win a stunning yellow gold Rolex or £27,500 cash from just 49p with our discount. That raises the level and for sure you would win more games.
Arteta cited his old mentor Pep Guardiola as being able to do just that with Manchester City over the past few seasons, culminating in last term's historic treble. So, how close are Arsenal to having a squad with two high-quality players in each position? How many more players do they need to make this a reality? Sunsport's Jordan Davies has taken a look. Most read in Football Nightmare return Liverpool hero left in hospital with cracked ribs and punctured lung. Credit crunch Ratcliffe cancels senior Man United figures credit cards to cut costs at club set the tone. Man United could take lead in Ivan Toney transfer race due to rivals' concerns. Red mist Man United and Ratcliffe making enemies with arrogant attempts to poach staff. Best free bet sign-up offers for UK bookmaker. Goalkeeper first choice, David Raya second choice, Aaron Ramsdale. There were more than a few murmurings of concern when Arteta brought in Raya from Brentford on loan with an option to buy, with a view to having two competing number ones.
While Ramsdale's stock has fallen, along with his performance level when given a rare chance to start, Raya has risen to the occasion and proved Arteta right in many respects. What happened to Highbury? However, this partnership is due to break up come the season's end, with Ramsdale expected to leave in search of a number one gig.
Newcastle and Chelsea are interested. That means Arteta will be forced to splash out on another Raya competitor in the summer, one with similar attributes who can slot in seamlessly when needed. Easier said than done. Right back first choice, Ben White second choice. Take hero Tomiyasu. While Tomiyasu is an extremely flexible player, one who can play across the whole backline, he is most suited to right back, a position that White has nailed down.
But Tomiyasu is a player that Arteta values greatly, so much so that the Japanese international has recently signed a contract extension until 2026 with a 12-month option. This is a position of great strength at Arsenal, and although White is the preferred choice, Arteta could rely on Tomiyasu to give a solid performance when called upon.
At 26, White, who also signed a new deal until 2028 last month, should provide clarity at right back for many years to come at the Emirates. Right centre-back first choice, William Saliba second choice. N. A. The one area of this Arsenal squad that needs urgent reinforcements.
Tomiyasu could fill in here in an emergency, but this is not a long-term solution Arteta would be happy with. Should Saliba, one of the best young defenders on the planet, succumb to another injury, Jakub Kiwior would be the most suited to replacing him.
But the lack of depth behind him is worrying. During Gabriel's time out of the side at the start of the season, Ben White filled in with Thomas Partey forced in at right back. Arteta is keen to have 4 capable centre-backs in his squad, and with Rob Holding departing for Crystal Palace last summer, a new face should be a priority.
Left centre-back first choice, Gabriel second choice, Jakub Kiwior. Despite starring at left-back for the past few months, Kiwior was signed by Arteta last January primarily as a central defensive backup, so that is where we will use him right now. Earlier this campaign, the Polish international was perhaps close to being deemed surplus to requirements, yet his versatility has proved himself invaluable to Arteta.
Gabriel has had one of his best seasons in an Arsenal shirt since signing from Lille in 2020, forming a formidable duo with Pal Saliba. Whether Kiwior could fill the void if Gabriel is injured is another matter, but has so far had limited opportunity to play as a natural centre-back this season.
Left-back first choice, Jurriën Timber second choice, Oleksandr Zinchenko. He may have played just one Prem game this season before rupturing his ACL in August, but Timber is destined to be Arteta's starting left-back. Arteta has spoken glowingly of the Dutchman ever since he arrived from Ajax last summer, even throughout his slow recovery.
There is a belief Timber will be a game-changer when fit, which could be in the next few weeks. And behind him, there is an extremely capable backup in Zinchenko, a multiple Prem winner with City and natural leader.
Another area of strength in the squad. Let's not forget Kiwior too, who has sparkled at times as a makeshift left-back, especially in big games this calendar year against Liverpool and City. Central midfielder first choice, Declan Rice second choice, Thomas Partey. It is hard to think of a new player who has hit the ground running better at Arsenal. Rice is Arteta's Mr. Reliable, whose impressive injury record remains intact.
But should Rice ever need a rest, Partey can step in. The Ghanaian is a different sort of midfielder to Rice, but still has the physicality and the engine to do a job. I used to give Declan Rice compliments on the football pitch. I couldn't help myself, says Troy Deeney. By Troy Deeney, there are certain people that you come across in football and you know instantly who they are, what they're about and what the trajectory of their life is going to be.
Anyone who has worked or grown up with Declan Rice knows that he has always been destined for the top. When he was at West Ham, he was a centre-half who played in midfield purely to help out and ended up excelling.
The way he used to listen and learn from his old captain Mark Noble and be a student of the game was second to none. And because of that, whenever I interacted with him on a football pitch, I never felt the need to be disrespectful towards him because there was just a pure will to win.
We would tell each other to do one every now and again, but then I would get these weird moments when you would do something special and I couldn't help but say, "Good touch, mate." He had this joyful atmosphere around him which you can see in all of his interviews, even now at Arsenal.
You never see him get in trouble, being outlandish, but he has that jokey personality. He is still quite kiddish at 25, yet with a very serious body and mind in terms of being the best player he can be.
When he was announced as England captain against Belgium, there was no outrage, no shock or surprise or, "Why him?" It was more a sense of, "Yeah, that makes sense." There is no doubt in my mind that he is in line to take the armband for his country full-time after Harry Kane moves on, alongside his midfield partner Jude Bellingham.
Click here to read Troy Deeney's column in full. Will Partey be happy playing second fiddle? Unlikely, and with the 30-year-old's contract up next summer, Arsenal may look to cash in on a player who has suffered with injury issues. This is the one place on the pitch Arteta could risk not having a backup, knowing Rice will play the majority of games and consistently produce, but it would be a gamble.
Central midfielder first choice, Jorginho second choice, Fabio Vieira. This is an area of concern. Vieira has a lot of promise but has missed the majority of the campaign with a groin problem.
The Portuguese midfielder, 23, still has not fully adapted to the Prem after his 2022 switch from Porto, and it remains to be seen whether Arteta is willing to be patient. And then there is Jorginho, expected to sign another one-year extension with his contract up at the end of the season, but at 32, he is not the future.
As good a job as he has done for Arteta, his body and fitness require management, something Arsenal are not able to do with ease right now. Attacking midfielder first choice, Martin Odegaard second choice. Emile Smith-Rowe hailed as one of the saviours of Arsenal during Arteta's early reign. Smith-Rowe's meteoric fall sees him currently on the bench, unable to force his way back in.
He has averaged just 23 minutes per Prem game this season. It is clear Arteta does not trust the 23-year-old to contribute to a title-winning team. Is the Hale End Academy product's time up at Arsenal? If so, a backup for skipper Odegaard is necessary, even if the Norwegian plays most minutes and rarely gets injured.
However, it will be tough to find someone with the pressing ability, monstrous engine and eye for a pass to match Odegaard, unless Arteta takes a risk with a young up-and-comer. Right winger first choice, Bukayo Saka second choice. Reiss Nelson, one of Arteta's most trusted enforcers. Saka has started plenty of matches this season despite not being 100% fit. That's how valuable he is to the side.
But there will be times when the England star needs a breather, and Nelson in the past has shown to be a decent step in. including last year's injury time winner over Bournemouth. But this season, Nelson appears to be another fringe player that Arteta is losing faith in to make an impact at the highest level. He has averaged just 13 minutes a game in the Prem.
Another top-quality winger to keep Saka on his toes would be ideal, and could push Nelson even further towards the exit door. Left winger first choice, Gabriel Martinelli second choice, Leandro Trossard another area of real strength and depth.
At times, Arteta has been torn between who to start, especially with Martinelli not hitting the heights of last season. Trossard has shown his class in big moments, but is yet to prove that he can do so over a 38-game league season for Arsenal.
Martinelli meanwhile was hitting his stride before a foot cut hampered his progress. Both players came on in the second half of their 0-0 draw at the Etihad last weekend, both with flexibility to play across the front line when required.
Striker first choice, Kai Havertz second choice, Gabriel Jesus third choice, Eddie Nketiah. It would be a huge shock with Nketiah decides to stick around in North London beyond the end of this season, making just 10 Prem starts and averaging 44 minutes per game. So, that leaves Arteta with a dilemma: two players who have starred down the middle for Arsenal yet are not natural number 9s.
After a slow start, Havertz has shown his worth with a flurry of goals, while his aerial ability and work rate up top has impressed Arteta. Read more Son STORIESCRISP up walkers to make huge change to popular multi-packs, and fans are saying, OMG NEW Love Island's Eve Gale reveals Shusha's dating Netflix star weeks after All Stars. A troublesome knee has disrupted Jesus's flow, but the Brazilian appears to be over that now.
He played well out on the left against City, offensively and defensively. Despite currently having the option of Havertz and Jesus in that striker role, Arteta will opt to bring another more traditional forward soon, perhaps pushing Havertz back into a midfield role that brought varying success before the new year.